this is Vickerman. I'm back with Overfall, and in this video I'm going to be talking a little bit about the story builder. And basically this feature allows you to make the encounters that, if you watched my first Overfall video, you saw what those were on each of the islands. Not sure why the music is gone, but that's okay. Each of the islands has an encounter that is picked kind of sort of at random within conditions to make each adventure unique. Now, one of the really interesting features to come into this game is that there is a story builder feature, and you can make these encounters and then they can be included in the game for everyone else. I'm assuming there's some sort of quality control that the developers are going to be doing, but what that is, I have not heard. However, there is a style guide that has come out, written by Chris Avalon, who is quite a well-known games writer, and he's been working with this team for making a guide for the players to read through and make sure that the adventures they're making kind of fit the general theme and format and that sort of thing of the game so that they fit in. So I will load one that I have been working on. As you can see, it is a node-based type of thing. We start out with the encounter node, and basically dialogue is what, more or less, what drives everything forward. So the first little slot here is going to be your encounter name, and you can name it whatever you want, and then you can set up certain encounters. I don't know what this number is, so yeah, we'll have to figure that out sometime. You can hit the question mark now, and you can click on these to add it to the list. Basically, this is saying requirements are checked. Almost every requirement can also be prefixed by no. So there's sort of a coding aspect to this, which, you know, once you get more into it than I have, I'm sure a lot of that'll make more sense. It doesn't appear to be terribly complicated, but here's how it goes. So nodes are sort of the scenes, you know, with the characters and the dialogue that the NPCs are giving. And then that leads you to choices, which are your responses. And it kind of goes one into the next over and over again till you're done with the encounter. So as you can see, I started this encounter where the narrative part is what shows at the top of the screen. If you remember from the first video, it's up around here in the screen. And then the dialogue is going to be who is what they're saying. And you can specify now which character, which the characters are listed here, which of them is actually going to be saying this. And you can do that by the _1 for the first one in the list. At least I think this is how this is working. You can also hit edit dialogue to see sort of a preview. And I have to say at this point, this is a little buggy. For one, this is a different setting than this, but it actually is this one once we go and test it. What it'll be once it's in the actual game, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how to actually put it into the actual game, but I'm sure that will be something that will become clearer as we move into the actual early access phase, because this is all pre-early access. So you hit the plus button on the nodes to make a choice, and with the choice you hit the plus button to make a node, and that's how you progress things. So when we hit plus, we can make the choices that are going to be the little bubbles that are on your characters that you have to choose what to say. And you can choose what the icon is, which is pretty cool. There's all sorts of them here. And Really a lot of them. Like, look at that. I think that's cool because you can choose an icon to sort of give a little bit of an emotional flavor to the dialogue option. So, in this case, I have you tracking through the marshy islands and seeing a guy, saying, "Where is it? What happened? Oh, woe is me." He's looking for something. You can say, "What have you lost, good man?" Or you can head back to the ship. Just ignore it. Set sail. And I have quite a few times in the dialogue where you can do that. That's kind of following along with the style guide, which I'll link in the description box below if you are interested in reading that. It's actually a really great read if you're at all interested in game design. So if you say, "What have you lost, good man?" Like if you say this option, then that ends the dialogue and you go back to the ship. If you say, "What have you lost?" we say, lifting his head, the man stares at you with steely eyes. Didn't see you there. I've lost my tea kettle. Have you seen it? And then you have other options. This one is conditional. You can see I've put a requirement that you have to have the trait deception. I think it's probably trait. Yes, trait for T. You have to have the deception trait. You can tell him, "Yes, we found it," which obviously is not true. His eyes light up and he says, "Where is it?" And you can continue the deception if you so desire. There's no check here because you couldn't even get here without the deception trait. "Yeah, we saw it in a cave 3 miles south of here." And we say, "Actually, I don't think that was your kettle. Sorry, what is it about?" And then the man heads to the south immediately. And you get a little bit of frags. I guess I didn't have his... Yeah, he's not even in this this node here. So we can pop him there. We're going to do a 1. I'm going to say, "Thank you so much. Please take this. It's all I have. Farewell." Okay, I'm going to save. And then the other option from the guy talking about the tea kettles, you can say, "No, what is so special about your tea kettle?" And that leads to this node, which actually, if you change your mind and you don't want to lie to him, you can go to the same node, which is kind of a cool feature. You can make it sort of branching and then come back around dialogue. Or you can say, "You are a tedious man, farewell," which is another sale. So this is kind of the main story branch here. The man looks disappointed but shares his story. "My tea kettle, you see, is mystical. The tea it produces allows me to see visions, wonderful visions." You say, "What sort of visions?" I figure if you're here, that's kind of the only option. "The man is wistful. It's beyond all description. The gods themselves come down and frolic with me in the swamps." You say, "Go on." Okay, I see. So this is another conditional here. If you have alchemy, you can say, "This seems more like drugs than mystical goings on," which makes sense for an alchemy to be able to tell you that the tea kettle, well, it seems to have some sort of, drug effect. And the guy says, "I've had drugs before. This is different. I don't expect you to understand." You say, "Okay, go on." And that leads you to the same one as just saying to go on. The man continues. "The last I saw it," you can also then leave as well. You can see I have it branching that way as well. "The man continues. The last I saw it, I was brewing in my cave. I thought maybe it was here, but it is not. Will you come with me?" "Yes, let's go have a look." Or, "Nope, sorry, we have to be somewhere." "Head to a dark, swarmy cave in a particularly dreary section of the swamp. Surprisingly, 2 dwarves are here." "Oh, what's this?" says dwarf number 1. You say, "You're looking for the man's tea kettle. What are you doing here?" "Listen, the kettle is ours. You and that crazy swamp guy can just leave. The gods have decreed it in our visions." Okay, so then if you have deception again, you can say, "The gods have decreed that you've had enough tea. Hand it over." The dwarves seem impressed. "Whoa, you don't even need the tea to hear the gods. You're our savior. Here, take it." "Well, we should be on our way." Then on your way back, the man thanks you, gives you a large selection of dust. And playing off of the dust as a drug type of thing, I said, take this dust, I don't need it anymore. Farewell, good man, and good visions, is what you say at the end. And another thing leads that way. We'll take the kettle by force, starts a fight with the dwarves. And then when the battle is over, the dwarves lie dead at your feet. A kettle rolls out from their back. My kettle, yes, oh yes. Now, time for some tea. Visions, here I come. Okay. You can say, whoa, whoa, not so fast. We'll leave. The man is distraught as you leave the island. That's the, what do you call it? The narrative as you're going off. Well, you're pretty useless, aren't you? Some heroes, well, thanks for nothing. I guess I'm going to go wallow in despair. So this changes the island, if it isn't already, to controlled by the dwarves. And then you lose dwarven reputation. When the dwarves seem impressed, you actually gain some dwarven reputation as well. Well, we'll be on our way. So basically, that's more or less how this goes. And the save and play, we can do that, and we can see how it goes. I think there are some issues with this. The fight does not work really at all if you take that branch. But everything else seems to be okay. So let's say neither of these characters have deception, and I couldn't really choose who I have. What have you lost, good man? So I can't test the deception thing either. The tea kettle, no. So as you can see, this is pretty cool because it lets you continue, or make the same sort of scenarios that the developers have and make them part of the game. It's fading in and out because for whatever reason, when I use the don't change the backdrop from the previous node, it doesn't quite work. So I've defined the background every single time, so that's why it's reloading every time. Again, I think a lot of this has to do with being pre-early access, and obviously this is version 0.1, and so a lot of this, I'm sure, will be addressed. So you say go on, but so far it's kind of cool though. I mean, you have to admit. All right, so let's go and check out the cave. Hold there, what's this? We're looking for this man's tea kettle. Listen, that kettle is ours. You and that crazy swamp guy can just leave. The gods have decreed it in our vision. Whoa, whoa, not so fast. We'll leave. Hand it over or else. Dwarves are shaking in their boots. No, please, don't kill us. We just need the tea. Listen, take the kettle. We'll go. Just don't kill us. Well, we should be on our way. Thank you so much. You've really made my life so much brighter. Now, if you don't mind, I'm going to brew some tea. Take this dust. I don't need it anymore. Farewell, good man, and good visions. So, that is basically how this works. There are trees that I'm not able to test at the moment, just because of the limitations here. But, I mean, there's no real reason to think that it would not work. Everything, there is a... what do you call it? A kind of light bug checker on your encounter, and if something doesn't, if something doesn't work, or if it's broken, or if it's going to cause a serious error if you try to run this thing, it will let you know. And in fact, it won't let you save until you fix it. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I think this is a really cool thing. And if you want to make some encounters to be part of this game, check out Chris Avalon's guide, and yeah, just pick up the game on March 1st and give it a shot. Obviously, it's going to be in early access for, I don't even know how long. They haven't told me how long, but it will be in early access for a time. So keep that in mind, that things will be continually improving. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this look at the encounter system. You know, we'll keep an eye on this as it develops. Maybe we can share some levels once we get to a point where that's possible. And that'd be kind of fun. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.